the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Emamo akwa babie mba ya Nsem-Pii TV so. Samuel Ny3 a former Deputy General Secretary for the opposition party NDC. Ebeka se asem safori ebie asem bi puno. Enam Kwesi Ahoy former Agric Minister Nsem-Pii a odebeto abonte ama Ghana ho bia twen sinba so bia che na adwen. Nenene Ny3 nya bre kasa o OKFM adeche bia dwumade so regular host Kwame Nkrumah Tikese. Na Ny3 edi some secret bi to dwa abra the late president John Ivan Fifi Atamus etiso ana edikopi ma ofiri mu no noma bia John Dramani Mahama edan na di ana in fact ebesi ne 12 years ni Ny3 no ono Ny3 ko ka omo se ono oye anti-JM ono Ny3 no ko ka omo se NDC amanyuko no se otan John Dramani Mahama na Ny3 di secret ni Nsem-Pii na etudwa in fact ose twedian pon Kwame Onyankopon etie ono Ny3 mpaibo eba na de bia osori a obeto enwom adanyankopon ase Ny3 di Nsem-Pii na etudwa in fact na Kwame Nkrumah Tikese kra challenge no won Nsem-Pii ho in fact the bufu ye pa Ny3 na mesese beko ne akuti Samuel Ny3 opani ankasa anum se
mate na fie nkoma ba ko ababeto mu minim se me se wo ka ho asem yenia ye papa Kwesi Ahoy, former Ghana's ambassador to South Africa, former Agric Minister. We will be a eja obu kese ewo oman mu na wo mo party man Professor Nana Jane Pukwajiman na wo ka se edu baby no in scheme of things nature schemed for his excellency John Dramani Mahama. One time be all kwadwuma na wo vice president o fi ho abano di onyamia de obeye na oye president enti na Jane should get ever prepared. On go o use the word nana by babantino Nnipa we say Nnipa bi antena senti o twro krata aba be pachew e wo saade no na kanu no opachew wi a say abakoto bi atene antena se
Kwame
aden
tina mirinda wasi Yehowa tina mirinda wasi Yehowa semihwe wejuma esifa wayemie dosu radie aden tina mirinda wasi Yehowa. Kwame anopa we me sorry I may morning devotion. My super I've cried.
Yeah, first asem we hu na wusu.
Yes sir, first asem no, but finally, and God being so good, we are in the period of Lent.
Yes.
Christopher, your Lent Thursday, or Chineke Lent. Na Good Friday. Na Resurrection Sunday. Kwame, me ne Nyankopon fa pam. Say in this period of Lent, come tre me mpaibo amebon. Answer na Lent ne bebe wie no. Obeda ni set ne te se ni tumi edi wo Ghana ama bibie si ama mehu se ti se men kwanda nyina me de be ma no. Look, Kwame. For 12 years I have suffered. 12 years. 2012 up to today.
O sofa na edi en sofa no.
Good. President Muzuwe. Otahunu obianka se Ny3 ye akwadro. Obianka se oye kronfo. Obianka se owi aga na sika. Ye se otan John Mahama. Ana se oye anti-JM. Sa atade no na omode ahia me se ubisa omo anti-JM so a ye ntumi enkyerechire mu no se omode atade sa atade hunu kese no. And as a kuntu and I had to Ny3 so say anti-JM no. As for details, they will be to me now. The only thing on maybe on my account say now president knows what or no. Now on John Mahama. But they will not give you any specific evidence. You say, oh, yeah, anti-JM. Good.
Yeah, but I couldn't quite yes. then as vice president na oko his excellency John Vivian Mills. Yes, we will do one as hey gentlemen. Stop. You are
so
with
now
the president.
Enedie enkomana bayebedi kwame enedie woman omo oh kan na edi John Mahama bae esa kan na edi neko kan na edi John Mahama bae esa kan na edi neko anything it is this ahoys to be kwachinomo in 2008 they were the block behind John Mahama becoming running mate. Yeah, I mean, of course, and there's no crime in it, actually. I mean, every party has blocks.
Also, I'm going to go for buy.
Good. Totobi Kwachis and the Hoys and the Kwame Preparas, they brought John Mahama as running mate. They lobbied for him to become running mate.
Oh, okay.
It's not a hidden fact. It's an open secret.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, everybody. Good. So lobbying is not a problem. No, lobbying is not a crime. But let me just pose a certain question. Me and Amekanye say history has a very interesting way of repeating itself. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And karma is a bitch. 2008, Ghana, the same Ghana. Say Ebinum Kotina baby catch say President Mills delusional. And he's sick. And he's delusional and his brains are not working properly. Kwame Anti Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so John Mahama all about 2008. Nkomo be na yini ni die. Anye bi onu se ka chane se President Mus bewu. Okay. Into on the on running mate ni vice president but the on te hokakra na enche bia 2 minutes bebe dani ebe dini o. Is that the message that was given to John Mahama in 2008? That is why when the victory came from day one, he was undermining the president, thinking that he was the president. Is that the same message? I'm telling you, hold on. I'm telling you. Kwame, if it was the case that I refused to be recruited into any group to undermine President Mills, into the John Mahama, and 1 million years, and yes, if that is my crime, because as far as I'm concerned,
yes, I baby could say maybe motorcade and the vice president him 2D and a 2 a DH. Because
number who is Captain Planet. I'm at Tenamoto, so my Jimoto every car. But when you don't make Captain Planet, to me be a woman. It's John Mahama can and I'm kind of mantam cano, I'm a twatu punum. What kind of rubbish? All this kind of rubbish that they were propagating about me, only because I refused to be recruited into undermining the president. Look, Kwame, the things that we had, Ebini say, President Mills, 2000, or the Martinamidu Koye, Oluzuye, 2004, or the Mohamed Mumuni Koye Oluzuye, until 2008, John Mahama ni victory. And ya time was victory. Ka John Mahama ambeye na bedi chirea. And can you idea President Mills be winning?
How?
From day one. Oh, I'm telling you, Kwame. Seven in Komana by Jaffe the bedi.
Me bow. Oh, we need to because the face na that ballot paper no so. Professor Mills. It is there na one man kon be win.
Say ye starting here house to house, door to door in 07, 06, 07, 08 and sana no beba July, August of 08. On no patch say 2 million power na buy no. Or nothing na power na buy. So from day one you had a vice president who was undermining the president every day. Kwame. Hold on.
We run executive presidency.
Hold on. Let me just give you a typical example.
Okay.
Were we not in this country when for the first time in the history of our fourth Republican dispensation, you had a vice president who had a spokesperson?
Mm-hmm.
Rawlings never had a spokesperson as vice president to Rawlings. Atamios as vice president to Rawlings never had a spokesperson. Aliu 8 years. Ni man that says Aliu Mahama no spokesperson. Of course, you will have aides. But say you see vice president, secretariat or spokesperson. Minji di say na Aliu Mahama was spokesperson.
He says let's about me or spokesperson.
Well, fine. Gideon Bwaku, maybe yes, maybe he's. But I don't think that Bawumia is undermining another. I don't. Well, if he's also doing, I'm not there with them.
Hana, I'm a person. Can we definitely kakra say? Or undermining or best.
So for the first time in the fourth Republican dispensation, you had a vice president who had his own secretariat and had his spokesperson and doing his own thing. Now, when that same vice president became president,
but is it not normal?
No, did Mr. Atta have a spokesperson when he became president? Did he allow Mr. Atta to have a spokesperson? Mr. Atta, didn't you see how what was almost about to happen when the widow was about to go on a certain tangent? Now, let's come back to the substantive issue.
Okay.
For me, you see, so the people who brought you, and now you're vice president, and now yes, and the nature schemed for President Mills to give way. Come here, bro. No. I see nature schemed for President Mills to give way. So when President Mills gave way and they threw him away at Asumdue Park, no wonder they couldn't be bothered about Asumdue Park. When nature gave way, schemed and he gave way, no wonder when they took money that they were going to build Cape Coast Memorial Library, they can't account for the money up to today. And that edifice is rotting away at Cape Coast. So nature schemed. What does scheming means? Scheming dictionary, as I said, to scheme, to use very unorthodox means to achieve something. That is scheming.
Now nature to be scheming, sir.
Yeah. So they are now telling us that unorthodox ways were used for President Mills to give way. Unorthodox, because you are scheming and you are using unorthodox, unconventional, unapproved ways. These are the words of a former minister, a former diplomat. So I believe the words that he used because I'm a grammarian. And so I choose my words carefully.
No,
let me make my point about
so
nature schemed and John Mahama became president.
Okay.
President, what did you do? After the scheming for you to become president, Ubai na obeyi Atuahoy as GMPC board chairman. Send the 2 million abeya odia. Into one more model buy no. And I'll be Atuahoy as board chairman of GMPC. And I'll be Kwame Prepara as Senate board chairman. And I'll be Totobi Kwachi as NCA board chairman. And I say how now Kasan or a Greek minister now that would to no to South Africa say Uncle a high commissioner or a crew back also. Obi a would minister the dead Ghana. I know. Also Uncle South Africa, a crew back on your high commissioner. I'm saying Kwame Nadia, one perfect grammar. Kwame, now I am telling you, and I'm daring them. Why? For the longest time, I was with them. But today I will say something I've never said before. And that is why I will not stop being loyal to President Mills. He mentioned them by name.
Why not mention by name?
You know them. But don't let them know that you know them.
If I don't want to mention, President Mills not mentioned by name.
He mentioned the dinner boss here and mean to me abobium Atoa Hoy, Kwame na Hoy, Totobi Kwachi no more, President Mills. And let me tell you why he told me that. On 2 different occasions, Totobi Kwachi na friend me first. Seminko did Rawlings at them. The next one was Kwame na Hoy.
President Sabi Penimunu one baby and Kokadi Chireno. Can say Kokadi portrait.
That time no near Fonka games. Nana Konedu. So the agenda was that Nia Rawlings ni Nana Konedu no more yeno. Etia Atamils. Now presidential spokesperson, director of communication. What if a castle ho yede? And now why dia Rawlings ni yere a trouble a president no sir. Masa, come on, mama hum nesuna. Chuche biba omo. Masa, say na me papa ni mama tete me bema camp. Me bu penyin pa, me bu penyin for. So I wasn't going to do it anyway. But me call president ho, call bona man and say, hey, Ny3. If you did born in a musumo. San Crofui, omu pewe, you way from in chain da. Omo ya and fa. Afe di omo babe sum sa fide ya mau. Unim na kon nantimoa. Fide ni be you yibia. Untumin kasa organa ebium. Never insult Jerry Rawlings. Never insult Konedu Ajima Rawlings. Now, go and read Kwame Ahoy's book, Working with Rawlings. You will see it in there. How did he get in there? Because when me, Ny3 only Kwame Ahoy, we were collaborating to write President Mills's biography. Me met Chobi, onusu be Chobi. Sena ye tro President Mills's biography. On why not doing so or trust our bookie, and I have no problem with it. But when to me and can't me. After maybe intellectual property, Nsem-Pii a me ma tro say ye the better President Mills's biography. And no ye the call yes and bookie. But you see, God being so good, He removed a good part that me I wrote for myself, which was going to be in Prof's biography. And all the year in Phantom said, while they recruited Okuje Tony or Manenumu, someone called Didi Rawlings at them.
Book na capture we.
It is in this book working with Rawlings. I don't book no.
The book no be correct.
Come in now, why book working? It is in it. And that why they recruited these boys to be insulting Rawlings. As for Ny3, he says that at one point in time, President Mills told him never to insult Rawlings. And that the day he will insult Rawlings, that will be the end of his political career. I will come in that book. No. It is there. When I finish, I will send you the page.
Okay.
So the point I'm making is that these people, after John Mahama got power and decided to remove them from their positions of influence, they swore that they will never forgive him. I'm telling you.
President Mahama, you are from position.
Master, at Yang Sebe, they claim that they brought Atamils into politics. Yes, sir. And as for 2008, we all worked. Almost to me James almost said. It is someone who Mahama, a vice president. Na Atamils and Mamu Dibre Papa Bio, Dibre Papa. Na Sebe o. Kwame na ho ikosi ahoi na eka. Nti se omu ene wo Mahama efa koti kwan bi so na muski mi ye na nature bo amu. Na obenya president di ya. Afi de wo se wo ye president wo ye mampanyi. Na wa pam mu nyina afi omu dibre. Wo fi so omu de bechew. Wo fi so omu de bechew. Omu mfa nchew na omu mfa nchew wo chena. And me I know. And bi na mi copy as educate so ono so after 2016. Because ono so sa wo John Mahama. Now who penetrate to Nadieso as general secretary.
Oh, wait, yes, sir. A fleet of allegations. Won't me.
It's not you so okay. You so let me stay on this one.
Okay.
So these people, John Mahama, they have never forgiven you for what you did to them. Now, fast forward. Ulusu 2016 year. And now they are kokoto. Epa omucho se opa omucho boni bi awa ye bia no. Wo mo fa nche. Oh, se kutu shaya ne tia na eko. Ene de o kai. Waba, o akwaba. Na unnim. Sa fe de o de ho aba. Juma edi be di o Ghana ha no. Unye nhu ye. Kwame 2020 just before the elections. Enye na Kwame na hoye e de ne book no to about him. Just before the 2020 elections, no this book no to. People have wondered that the timing, what was the need? What was the timing of the release of the book? It was to destroy you, John Mahama, your any chance of you winning an election. But you will never know. You see? So all they have done, Suna say, what they've done over the years is to succeed in painting the picture say Kwaku Anyidoho and na ombu John Mahama e wo kasa